morning and a beautiful Sunday to you. Compliment of the season, and hope we are having amazing day as it stands. I am actually. Well, welcome to Atn Sunday on Atn Network Television. Atn Sunday is a syndicated live program of the network featuring chatting and conversation on special interest topics, news, events, and stories through correspondence reports, expert opinion, and stakeholders analysis. Today we'll be looking at different stories from different states, and in Anambra State we have the gunmen, injures policemen, vigilante in gun battle. In Ekiti State, the World Bank to boost livestock productivity. We have in Kaduna State that Arewa youth urges NNPCL to revive refinery. Vice President of the Federal Republic, Shetima, decries arbitrary POS charges. And Tinubu critics are enemies of Nigeria. This is coming from the Minister of Environment, OIU. Security states that criminal justice system needs complete overhaul. This is coming from the Inspector General of Police. We have that people with disabilities accuses SSAP of palliatives misappropriation. And finally, in South Africa, the president is under fire over Nigeria visa deal. We are open for adverts, placements, bookings, and commercials. You can connect with us on all our Atn socials on Facebook and YouTube, on Atn Television Network, on Instagram and TikTok, on Atn TV Network 1, on Twitter, on Atn TV Net. Watch us live on our website at www.atn.net.work.tv. We'll go on a quick break. When we return, we will introduce our guests with us at the studio. Do stay with us.
the community level down to even the family level, because I won't see any reason why someone from my community or someone from my family is causing mayhem, bringing tears to families, and I'll be shielding that person.
So you talked about the fact that this, even though Nnamdi Kanu or
even if they release them now, even if they release them and they denounce the whole struggle thing, it will continue. What brought about the case of kidnapping in the south? Are people not still kidnapping till date?
So
before now, they used to kidnap
people that would want to go back home.
The East, they don't even go back home right now.
That's the case.
They don't even go back home because
it's more like you're not safe.
So you see, this thing is I don't know. It's not about just the military approach, because it doesn't just happen like in a particular area. It doesn't just happen in a particular area. Maybe today you hear it's happening in Amesi, tomorrow it's happening in what's it called? This thing is happening. It have infiltrated, drowned the states, even across states. It has. So I think the military or the security operatives, thank God they now have the Anambra vigilante. Okay. They need to, holistically work in synergy with the community. To bring an end, to put an end to this.
So it's more thing. Like people that reside in Anambra State to be living in fear. You will want to go to certain places now.
Not like they will be. They are living in fear.
You won't want to go to certain places. You won't be able to travel a long distance. You won't even do business. You won't do business for a long period of hours.
Yes.
It's no longer conducive. So the government, like you said, it should be they should go through the family, the local level,
from the local level
handle it tactically. Yeah. Well, that's a commendable one, but we hope that it gets sorted out as soon as possible, even in the north. And that's the case of the insecurity that's been going on back and forth gets cut down as it stands, because Nigeria needs to be safe for us, for all of us. It needs to be safe for all of us. It's actually a sad thing, because people keep losing their lives and all of that.
Yeah.
It's actually a thing for concern. But moving forward, we have the World Bank, through its initiative, Livestock Productivity Resilience Support Project, has pledged to intervene in the livestock value chain of Ekiti in order to boost its productivity in the state. The places visited include the Efurun Livestock Development Center, Ado Ekiti Main Abattoir Center, and the Veterinary Office. The National Project Coordinator Sanusi Abubakar revealed this while speaking in Ado Ekiti at the end of the delegation tour visits across the livestock centers in the state. Abubakar maintained that the purpose of the intervention was to replicate the efforts of the state government in turning the centers into poultry and piggery hubs, which will attract both local and international investors to Ekiti. He added that the initiative will look into upgrading Ado Ekiti's main abattoir center to a modern market equipped with technological facilities for the benefit of livestock and abattoir users. Earlier, Ekiti State Coordinator of Leo Press, Olayinka Adedipe, reiterated the commitment of the state government towards expanding the centers in order to boost livestock outputs in the state. He explained that the World Bank assisted project has impacted positively on the livestock value chain in the state since its inception, noting that the state would soon turn into a hub of livestock products. Victor, quickly, I'd love to get your thoughts about this. We are approaching the festive period, and we have the World Bank investing in livestock as it stands. What's your stand on this?
It's a nice one. It's a good one. I commend the World Bank and the Ekiti State government. It's really a good one. They should keep it up, and they should make sure it works. I'm always a pessimist when it comes to this stuff. I'm not supposed to, but I'm always a pessimist when it comes to those stuff.
Okay.
Because livestock production will take a very good boost. It will make a very good boost of the what's it called, the state's IGR.
Okay.
If well put in place and well properly managed, it will. And you know, like now where December is just here, the festive periods are here. People have started, you know, buying and stocking, you know, trying to prepare for the chicken and everything, the food and everything. So if these things have been put in place and they are well supported and funded, I think it will even go down. It will not just be an Ekiti thing.
To go down
It will go down to other states. And sometimes it might even go down to, you know, them exporting it. That's if it is properly managed and well funded, not misappropriated. You understand? So it is it's a good one. I commend them. It's a good one. That's all I have to say on this one.
So all you have to say is it's a good one. Do you think it's out to add economic value to the country?
Of course, it will add economic value to the country.
And then depending on the fact
state
that,
and the country.
Yeah, the state and the country. And then added with the fact that in the north right now there's been security crisis and livestock have been misplaced. Some of these bandits actually got hold of some of the livestock.
Yeah, they rustled
them.
Yes,
I rustled them and, you know, made a way with them. So this is actually a good move coming from the World Bank, you said.
Yeah, it is. It is a good move because right now, from our explanations here, you see that the north is not even a good place or a safe place right now to invest in such. Because one, rustling, cattle rustling, banditry, terrorism, the level of insecurity in the north, it's not good, or it's not safe to invest, or for what's it called, the World Bank to invest in such
right now.
Yeah. So bringing it down to the south now, it's fine.
It's better
and it's commendable. So it's just the north doing themselves. Or should I say the insecurity?
So in essence, you're trying to say that insecurity has affected the productivity of the northerners.
Of course. Insecurity have really affected it. When last did you go to the market to buy onion and tomato? You see that it's very small, the prices, because of the insecurity. Bringing it from up north down here, it's like a mission impossible. You get, so from here, if they start this thing in the south, I think it's going to go a long way, helping us this here, while they, I don't know, it's still the whole what's it called, still having the ripple effect on them. Yeah.
Thank you very much in that. We have that the Arewa Youth Initiative for Energy Reforms has called on the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited, NNPCL, to do everything possible to revive Kaduna Refinery. National coordinator of the group, Mr. Bashi Amin, made this call in a state on Friday in Abuja. Amin specifically urged the Chief Executive Officer of NNPCL, Mela Kari, to do all within his power to rejuvenate the refinery and bring it up to global standard. According to him, having delivered the Port Harcourt refinery, coupled with the establishment of Dangote refinery in Lagos, attention should be shifted to Kaduna refinery for easy spread of petroleum products. We are calling on Melakari to expedite action on the Kaduna refinery so we can be at par with other regions in the country. We equally beg the NNPCL to do professional work in rehabilitating the old refinery and deliver a standard and functional petrochemical refinery and not a blending plant. Carriers should insist any temptation that could make him do something that can jeopardize his good image, he said. This is actually a funny statement if you ask me, but I'd love to get your thoughts. What do you have to say about this? Considering the fact that you and I, we've actually been talking about the Port Harcourt refinery case for the past 2 weeks, back and forth, and then this is coming from the Arewa youth. You know, I just want to get your thoughts. What do you have to say about this?
It's funny. These people, they are just, I don't know, they are just funny set of people. The Port Harcourt refinery, don't call me a pessimist. Is it really working? It's not working. We have the crude here. We have the refineries, but it's not working. Warri refinery, that one is out of it. Then someone from Kaduna, the crude is not there. You're saying or you're begging that it should work. Why not? You know, they should lend their voice to us here in the south so that the Port Harcourt refinery can work. As far as Victor is concerned, that refinery is not working. Those things they are telling us today, tomorrow is not working in full capacity. Is not. I was there some days ago. It is not working. It is not working. Let's not be playing ourselves or fooling ourselves.
And
the refinery is not working.
That they were blending products, but they said they're not
blending in Malta. But Dangote can just come out and start telling us lies. This man have a reputation to protect, for crying out loud. Saying they were blending in Malta or they were blending the products in Malta. He said it. Did anybody sue him for that? You understand? So they call for this, what's it called? Kaduna refinery to work. They should wait, let our own, or let this one here in the south that have the crude and everything, let it start working, because as far as Victor is concerned, it is not working.
If it is a refinery that will actually get to work and then it is theirs, and when it gets to the south, it is for everybody.
Well, theirs is still for it's for the nation. It's our product now. Are we not the ones? Do they have crude in? Do they have crude or oil in? What's it called, Kaduna? Warri is being silent. We're not discussing of Warri refinery. Then Kaduna is coming up to say fix their refinery. If they fix it and it's working, how will they get the crude? How will they get the crude? These people, they just. I tell people, Mele Kieri or something.
Mele Kieri.
That man they have really killed NNPC.
And the ROE is actually referring to him not to tarnish
not
his
to.
good
When you were even saying, I was like, I don't understand which of the image now, the one that we all know. See the oil sector. See what Dangote is suffering. Just see what Nigerians were suffering. It's because of NNPCL.
Well, we actually got a report as of yesterday that Dangote Refinery and NNPCL, the patronal, actually got into an agreement to slash prices for Nigerians.
And you're expecting him to slash down prices. Where is he getting his crude from? Part of his crude from the US. And you're expecting him to slash if he can only slash prices whenever he gets full supply from Nigeria here. You don't expect him. This is a businessman. I keep telling people this thing. He's a businessman. You can't expect him to go import crude, refine, and still sell to you at the price you want him to. It's not possible. Or reduce the price. It's not possible now. He came out to say that he's buying crude from the US, whereas we have them in abundance here. And someone somewhere is saying Kiari should not dent his image. The image had been dented already, so we shouldn't be doing all this thing.
So, do you think the NNPCL chairman would actually listen to the call of the ROU?
They are not done with Port Harcourt refinery. They should hold on. It will never even work. It will
so
never
you're
work.
saying the Port Harcourt refinery is not
functioning? It will not work. I was there some days ago. It's not working.
And it's not going
to work. It's not working. That thing will not work. It will not work. And it's just now. Let's have this calculation.
Okay.
What's the output? They are saying they are not in full. They've not started dispensing in full capacity, right? Now, from what I know, this thing is less than 100,000 barrels. 100,000 barrels a day. Okay. Less than. How are they going to feed, give the nation fuel, diesel and stuff like that? And it's not even working in full capacity. So probably if it's working, let's say 20,000 barrels a day. Whereas somebody have the one that can blend, that can refine 650,000 barrels, and yet you don't want to give him the crude. And yet you're being hard on him. And yet you are condemning his own. So how is it going to work? These people, they know what they are doing. Like I told you the last time, the billions from the time of Obasanjo down to Tinubu, President Tinubu right now, the billions that have been put into these refineries can give us good brand new refineries.
And cut down on the
this whole, yes. But what do we get? People eating money, telling the world it will work today, tomorrow it will not work, next tomorrow it will work, now it's working, it's not in full capacity. When will it be in full capacity? When will they run in full this thing? So these people, they are just playing with us. They are just playing with us. The refinery, as far as, like I said, everything, it is not working. Okay, so you're not in support of what the Arewa youth wants by urging the NNPCL to revive the Kaduna refinery. It's a good call. It's a good call, but let's revive the one that's been started yes. Already. Then we should wait for another 10-15 years for that other one to be revived, because what we're seeing now, it's not even working. Why do we have to wait for that long period? Because how many years have you waited for this one to work? Was it not 2015, the last one, or 20? Is it 2015 or 2005 that they said they were trying to remove the 2006 or so? That, 2005. You understand? Yeah. So that's how many years today? That's over 18 years. So they should wait for 18 years, because this one I've not even started working. No, I'm laying emphasis on this one. This one, the Port Harcourt refinery, I've not started working. So, my dear, it's a good call, but it's not visible. I'm not seeing this thing work. So it's not something you feel should be put into consideration as it stands, because the Port Harcourt refinery hasn't started working functionally. I don't even know. Well, Victor, that's fine. Putting it into consideration, someone can say, okay, we'll consider your demands and everything, and nothing is happening. Okay. Well, so we should just hope that the Port Harcourt refinery that we all feel has been in production should actually start selling out the petrol for oil to Nigerians, and actually ease the prices that that has been on. And the first thing you were talking about buying from the Dangote refinery, it's also a good idea. But whatever reason that it may be why Dangote refinery Dangote has not been approved or accepted to sell out oil to oil marketers, I really don't know why oil marketers are not buying from him. He didn't want to sell. No, he don't. I think recently, oil marketers did not buy from him. At some point, he started complaining. Expensive. He reduced the price. He had to reduce by 20 naira. Yes. I think they just signed. Or they just agreed on what was it called, direct buying from him some days ago. Yes. So I think there will be availability of fuel. You understand, and with that, there will be reduction in prices soon. Okay, so we should be hopeful about this whole this is Victor saying it for the very first time. Crisis to come to an end in Nigeria. This is Victor being an optimist for the very first time. Hopefully it will work. Okay. So we're hopeful it will work, and then it has to be a step after the other. If the Port Harcourt refinery has been revived and it's functional and everything's moving very well, then we can move to the next one, which is the Kaduna refinery. We can move to the next one, which is the Warri. Warri hasn't called NPCL to attention, right? Warri. Oh, well, they decide the one they want to move to. Yeah. Well, Warri have crude now. That's really nice. Thank you very much, Victor. We will go on a quick break. When we return, we will continue the stories. Do stay with us.
welcome back and thank you for staying with us. We have that Vice President Kashim Shettima has called on the Central Bank of Nigeria and commercial banks to urgently address the growing concerns surrounding high and arbitrary charges imposed by point of sale operators, otherwise known as POS, which he described as an impediment to financial inclusion in Nigeria. Represented by the Special Advisor to the President on Economic Matters, Dr. Tope Fasua, the VP said this in a speech delivered at the 2024 Annual Bankers Committee retreat held on Friday in Abuja. Shettima decried what he called the moral hazard and the adverse selection issues associated with POS matches, who have been accused of exploiting customers with excessive transaction fees. The VP, however, called for immediate regulatory actions to curb such exploitative practices, urging the CBN and banks to set up efforts to ensure that POS charges are fair, transparent, and reasonable. He said, "We would want to take this opportunity to appeal strongly to the committee to urgently clear up thorny issues in the sector, some of which are impeding the efforts at financial and economic inclusion." The VP also called on the banking sector to do more to support micro, small, and medium enterprises, which play a crucial role in the nation's economic growth. We use the POS sometimes. I actually wanted to ask you, when was the last time you used the ATM machine?
I wanted to ask you that question. It's
not like we
you say you use the POS.
We use
sometimes.
So most times.
Use the POS all like every time, not most times. You understand me?
So it's
every time you want money from the bank, you need the POS or you go to the POS. So it's an everyday thing.
Okay.
You understand me? Now, they are saying these people, they charge, what's it called? The exorbitant amount and stuff like that. Now, let me ask, do you know that these people, they buy this money?
So
I've said this thing here before. I've said it here before. These people, they buy the money. Even people, we individuals, we sell to them too. You see traders selling to them, and you expect them not to make back their money. How possible is that?
So why do you have to buy money from the bank?
Why? Because the banks are, the banks are our issue. They are the problem. So
that means
not even the POS people.
To CBN and
on a norm, what is point of sale? Not point of collecting money. Point of, it's supposed to be maybe in a shop. You understand me? At the market, when you buy something, you use your card.
Pay with your card.
It is not an ATM machine. The banks have so frustrated us to the point where we now see those things as an ATM machine. I told someone something. I told someone something that those what's it called? They should be kept in the museum.
What?
The ATM machines in the back. They should take them to the museums. Because our children might come and they just see it as just a thing that does not dispense money. Maybe we tell them in our time, this thing used to give us money, and before this thing, it now changed to being just a fixed thing in the bank. Because we are not seeing it, and you're telling these people they should not charge. They need to charge. Because one, like I said here, they buy the money from the bank, and they have to sell the money.
I recall one time I wanted to make withdrawal of certain amounts, which was actually high for that particular lady. I'm like, "Madam, why don't you have enough money?" She was like, "My sister, today there's no money." And over the counter, they will give you certain amount of money. They can't give you above 50.
If they should give you 50,000 naira in the bank, you have to sing an Hallelujah song. I'm telling you, you have to sing an Hallelujah song.
For concern. That means the Vice President should actually refer.
He should refer to the banks, not tell the CBN to sanction the banks.
Okay.
If they go to an ATM point and they don't see money there, sanction the bank. There should be money at that point. I remember during the cash crunch this thing, when that was like a year or 2 years ago.
Last year or so.
Some bank managers.
It should be 2 years.
Some bank managers were hoarding money Even with the directives from CBN, stock your ATM machines, what they did was to block the ATM machines. It wasn't dispensing. The videos are there. We saw videos where what's it called? The enforcement team went to the bank. They were bringing out money. These guys were selling the money to the VIPs and whatever, and the POS people. They were selling the money. So they shouldn't be saying, like, see, if I, Victor, I buy money from someone, maybe I buy for, let's say, I buy a million for 10,000 naira. You expect me to just do out the million for 5,000 naira? No! I should be thinking of doing out the million for maybe 15 or 20,000 naira or more. So you can't tell me to regulate you, or you can't tell the CBN to regulate me. Why? When I'm actually buying from them, from the banks that they regulate, I'm buying, and you're telling me that they should. It's not possible. They should make the ATMs work. These ATMs are now like monuments in the bank. I doubt if I should go to an ATM point now if I can even operate it, because I can't remember the last time I went to the ATM. I can't remember the last time there was money. I recall last
month I actually got to use the ATM. I was so surprised that the ATM dispensed cash.
Where? Which of the banks? Let me try.
Location. The location bank.
Now, do you know if you go to locations now, most location, you have an ATM machine there. You see someone with POS waiting for you because they know that there's no money there. They know there is no money there. They'll be waiting for you. When you're done with I won't use the word fooling yourself. You come back to them.
And they sometimes, when they notice that, the ATM bank doesn't have that money we're looking for, they add more money to the card.
The ATMs don't have the money. They don't.
The POS merchants are
they have the money.
Yeah, they have the money.
They bought the money, so they will make profits.
More money to that.
They make profits.
Yeah.
These things are not. See, it's only in Nigeria that I'm seeing all these things. So, something that you're supposed to use in a shop and the marketplace, offices like where they have this normal transaction, bank money transaction, it's now on the streets. You put out your money and it doesn't make sense.
Talking about this money buying and when you make purchase, you pay with your ATM through the POS, your card. Yeah. I've actually got that. I don't know if you've experienced something like that when you buy from a particular merchant of a particular commodity and you request for cash at that time. And then they ask you to pay for that cash.
You pay now
while you still
buy from them. Why wouldn't you pay?
So I don't know if the
whole thing is
on every angle.
It's on every angle, all because the big boys up there have failed in their duties, have failed to regulate the system. It has been infiltrated. You go to some areas, you see, just in one compound, you see like 8-10 POS points. It has now become a business. It's not like it's now a business, and these guys are making money. So with such, it will never end. So for calling for a regulation or something, it will not work. They know who to regulate. They know who to put the enforcement on. Not the poor man that will still go to the bank. The corrupt officials will now sell money to them, and you expect them. You know, even most of these bankers, they have POS points. Hope you know. They have POS points. So if we want to regulate such, come on now.
You start from the root.
You start from the root. Not cutting the leaves, because it will still grow. It will sprout again.
Okay,
this POS thing. Now, do you know you can even walk up to a shop and buy a POS machine? Before now, it was only for the banks. From the banks, that's the only people that gives POS machines. But now, go to even a supermarket, you can buy POS machines.
Any bank.
And you link it with an account, and they'll tell you there are no charges on that one.
Whoa.
And they'll put it, it will just be booting like forever. And they'll start telling you go to your bank. Who caused it? Our banks, the financial institutions. The president, the vice president should think, they should look to the bank, towards the direction of the bank, not the people buying the money.
Thank you very much, Victor, on that. Thank you so much on your analysis on that. But moving forward, we have that Minister of Works, Engineer David Umahi has sent criticism about President Bola Tinubu were doing that out of jealousy and should be considered as enemies of Nigeria. He said this while assuring that the current reform embarked upon by President Tinubu will reposition the economy in good time. And Umahi spoke on the sideline of an investigative public hearing by the Senate Committee on Works in Abuja on Friday, noting that the reform is understood to all those heading various sectors of the economy and they are all working towards actualizing it. Speaking on the controversy surrounding the Lagos-Calabar coastal project, Umahi said the criticism is born out of envy and jealousy. Mr. President had this dream of making Nigeria better for the past 25 years as a governor, and now God has given him the opportunity to serve the country and to actualize his dream. So he has no choice than to perform. It's very rare for a president to agree to continue the whole project of his predecessor, he said. He believed that Tinubu was turning around the nation on a positive note, adding that critics never believed that the president could do that within the shortest time he ascended. So he's literally siding the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that he is working to make Nigeria better, just like the Renewed Hope initiative, the Renewed Hope agenda that has been put in place for Nigerians. That those that criticize him, that says that he doesn't have the benefit of Nigerians at heart, are the enemies of the country. What do you have to say about this, Victor?
When you're in power, or when you're around the corridors of power, whatever they do, they are perfect. You don't need to oppose. If you oppose them, you're an enemy. This is coming from same persons that opposed previous governments. Now they are in power. If you oppose them or if you criticize them, you're an enemy. You see David Umahi, fantastic minister. He's doing a good job. When he was governor, he did good jobs and stuff like that. But they shouldn't see critics as being enemies. Rather, sit down. Think of what this person had said. Act right. Not seeing them as enemies. This thing is just like an African thing. Because outside the shores of this nation, like outside, like in the Europe and the US, Asia and stuff like that, when you criticize them, they even commend you for it. Because you're out there. You are with the masses. You are seeing what they are not seeing. You understand? You are seeing what they are not seeing. So they should be not really commended, kind of. You sit down, you know where to make adjustments.
Make adjustments.
Yes. But him saying this thing, I think it's a low for him. It's a low. Fine, the president, they said he's doing a good job, the coastal, whatever. What about the East-West Road now? So if you now say, you're doing this one, you're not doing this one, you are now an enemy. Or why not put your eyes on this one rather than embarking on a new project? You are now an enemy. How is that?
Do you think he was biased in that statement?
Very biased. Very political. Very political, trying to dance to the good books of what's it called, Mr. President.
So does that mean the president isn't really doing what he's supposed to do for the country?
No, we're not saying the president is not doing what he's supposed to do for the country. The president is trying.
Okay.
He's got a team. This is not just a one-man thing. He's got a team. He's got ministers. You understand me? Most of them, they are doing good. Some errors. You understand me? Sure. So, if there is any way you can criticize, come on. You criticize constructively. Not as an enemy. or a perceived enemy or someone that is bittered that, okay, I didn't get this thing, I have to bring down the government. No. You understand me? But from Omahi, there is a minister saying this now. It is wrong. It is not a good one. And to me, he's just been playing a low class politics.
Victor, I'd like to ask you a personal question, if you do not mind. Looking at the whole situation in the country, and from the time the president was inaugurated, right? The right word to use, as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, do you think that there has been changes? Do you think that there has been, in a kind of way, a different thing from the way it used to be in the positive aspects?
Positive aspect, I don't know. But there have been serious changes.
Okay.
There have been changes. Changes where we had to buy fuel price increase from 180 to 1,085 naira. The price of gari increased. The transportation increased. If that's a positive one, okay, I don't know. Or if you're seeing that one as positive, like I'll call myself, when it comes to matters like this, I'm a pessimist. You understand me? So, to me, there are no positive impacts.
How about the fuel subsidy removal? Was that, do you, in your own thoughts, feel
are we not feeling the pain?
The right decision?
Are we not feeling the pain? What were the measures kept or put in place to salvage the situation? You just removed the fuel subsidy. We're buying fuel 1,000 something. You understand? So he succeeded in decongesting the road. Let's put it that way. We have fewer cars on the road right now. So if it's positive to you, then he's doing a positive job.
I wanted to get your thoughts about that.
There is nothing positive about it. As far as I, Victor Chimzisebe, is concerned, there is nothing positive about it.
So is it okay to say that you can be a critic in the situation?
I am a critic. I won't shy away from the truth. I am a critic.
Okay.
A positive one.
No, not an enemy of the country.
Not an enemy of the country, like Omahi will say.
So it's okay to have a voice about the situation of the country and not be an enemy. So there could be a misconception about Omahi's direction.
Omahi is just playing politics with everything.
Okay.
He's just playing politics with everything. That's how I say it. He was criticizing Wike. Today, himself and Wike, they are friends. They were friends. He criticized. They fell out. And today, they are friends again. So, was he an enemy to Wike when he criticized? Was he an enemy to the Jonathan's government or wherever when they were criticizing? So these people, they are just playing politics with everything. Okay, so
everyone should be, even as much as you're in the office, should be open to critics from any angle.
That is it. And you should not always receiving praises, people singing your praises every day, singing praises, then you have arrived. No. If anything should happen, those same people will be the ones to will throw the stones first.
Thank you very much in that, Victor. Moving forward, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Ebotokun, said the criminal justice system in Nigeria is weak, sick, and needs a complete overhaul. The IGP explains that, like a sick person who seeks medical help from a doctor, the nation's criminal justice system also needs to be revived. He, however, he urged Nigerians to stop blaming the police. Speaking at the 2024 Annual Lecture Award ceremony organized by the Crime Reporters Association of Nigeria, Ebotokun said, police is not the only pillar or stakeholder in the criminal justice system in this country. We have challenges, we accept, but we will try our best to make sure we have a better system. The IGP was represented at the event by the Force Public Relations Officer, ACP Muyiwa Adejobi. Also speaking, the chairman of the Independent Corrupt Practices Commission, Dr. Musa Adamu Aliyu, opined that corruption remains one of the most persistent challenges affecting all sectors and institutions of the Nigerian society, undermining policy decision-making. The widespread of corruption within the justice system, including bribery, influence, peddling, and attitudinal challenges, are more fundamental and daunting. I dare say that the justice sector remains a focal point of concern, particularly regarding bribery involving stakeholders in the justice sector, and despite limited public contacts. Judicial officials exhibit relatively high bribery prevalence, hence the need for targeted anti-corruption measures in this country. We talked about several cases, and most times you often use words like it's politically orchestrated, and they are saying this as politics. Do you believe from the IGP? Yes, I know. I'm putting you. Do you agree with the IGP that yes, the justice system is actually corrupted?
The entire system needs an overhaul, from the enforcers to the prosecutors, the police, the judiciary, the assembly members, everybody. Nigeria itself needs an overhaul. You understand? Nigeria itself needs an overhaul. So this statement coming from the IGP of police, it's a good one. I think he's correct, he's right, because let's say the prison congestion today should be attributed to the judiciary, not the police. Police is to do the investigations and take you to court. So the court is the end point where you're either sentenced or freed. You understand? So for the IG to say our judicial system needs an overhaul, I think it's a good one.
Okay. Coming
from him, you understand? So we shouldn't tell David, or David Omahi should go and tell him he's an enemy of the nation. Yes, because the guy have come out to say the truth. It has been a long cry. People have cried, groups have cried, individuals have cried that the judicial system is corrupt. Someone right now is in prison, all because he said something like that too. I can't call names here now. You understand? Someone is in prison. He has been remanded in prison. We've had allegations where people have accused judges of bribery, bias, and everything. Receiving gifts and stuff like that. So the judiciary system, for real, needs to be overhauled.
So this case of bribery and corruption in the country and all of that has been on for years. It's been going on and on for a very long time. It's
like a normal thing right now in the country. People make boasts. They'll rig you off and they'll tell you go to court because they know they will get it there. We've seen judicial officers as spouse of to politicians. Judicial officers, high-ranking politicians, having judges as spouses, having siblings and relatives as in the judiciary, and you expect them to not to get a good a good case against you, or a favored case against you. It's not possible, no. It's not possible. So the IGP of police, he is correct 100%. I commend him for coming out boldly to say it.
So how do you think this can be worked on? What do you think is the way forward about this?
Like he said, a total overhaul of the judicial system.
And do you think that will be possible?
It's very possible. It's very possible if only the president is determined to doing it. It is very, very possible. We've had where the CJN, one-time CJN, his daughter-in-law was made a judge. We've had people, a former governor of these states, or former governors of these states, their wives, they are there, their kids are there. We've had a whole lot of them. Cousins are there, friends and associates, they are there. and you expect it not to go their way. It's not possible, no. So the IG is correct. There should be an overhaul of the system.
Okay. Thank you very much. And it's not just the justice system, it's every angle.
Every angle, like I said, every angle. The judiciary, the executive, the legislators, everything. There should be an overhaul.
Okay. Thank you very much, Victor. We have that Comrade Musa Murazu Musa, convener of the Disability Hub Africa, who has been at the forefront of the unraveling of the alleged misappropriation of 500 bags of rice handed over to the office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Special Needs and Equal Opportunities, Alhaji Mohammed Abba Isa, for distribution to persons with disabilities across the country, has claimed that the office of the SSAP received 1,000 bags of 50 kg rice in May this year from the Nigerian Customs Service Office in Lagos to distribute to persons with disabilities across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. But even as of October this year, the said rice cannot be accounted for. Musa further claimed that he received 7 petitions from the different communities that make up the consortium he chairs, and that they all claimed to have not received the rights released by the customs to specifically alleviate the sufferings of persons with disabilities. The consortium, according to Musa, comprises disabilities communities such as Southern Nigeria Persons with Disability Assembly, National Associations of Persons with Disabilities, and the Ohanese Ndibo Organization of Persons with Disabilities. We were just talking about a total overhaul from the IGP that said every aspect, every sector of the justice system needs a total overhaul. And then we got this here that the SSAP has made a misappropriation of 1,000 bags of 50 kg palliatives that were sent for PWD, people with disabilities, for a period from May till October. It has not even a grain of rice has been found. What is your thoughts about this, please?
He's keeping it for campaigns now. Maybe when he wants to contest for an election. 2 things caught me there. First, the customs were the ones that sent this rice.
The customs actually, they denied that they did not get those bags of rice.
They did not send.
They did not get it to send.
They did not get to send. You are getting it wrong.
Yes,
here.
the customs were supposed to send
the
to
rice.
them.
Which of the rice are they going to send? The rice that's why I'm saying there are 2 things here.
Okay.
You want to send rice that have been impounded, right? That is deemed not fit for human consumption. Sorry, I'm just diverting or trying to.
Okay.
These things are not fit for human consumption. You impounded them. Now you are now giving it to people, or you want to send it to people living with disabilities. What are you doing? Are you trying to kill them? Now, I remember last week we discussed something about distribution of palliative. It's playing out now. I think I should be called. I should call myself a prophet. It's playing out now. Something was meant for people with disabilities. An able man diverted it. They cannot account for it. Me till now should be like how many months?
Till October. Till now, yeah. They've
should
not
be like
gotten
5 months.
it.
They've not gotten anything, not even a grain. What does it tell you? That this nation, the people in power, they are too corrupt. They are too greedy.
That day we talked about palliatives. I said that most of this bags of rice have tags on them, and you're like, can they remove tags?
Can they remove tags, yeah?
Well, we know what palliatives look like. We know they are palliatives when we see them.
You don't know they are palliatives.
We know.
There's a particular brand. There's a particular brand of noodles they always give as palliatives. How will you know that it's a palliative?
Would know.
The one that you might have in the house might be palliative that are being sold to you that you will not know.
Well, I wanted to talk about those stickers that have been pasted on the bags. Some of them can't be removed.
Say so.
Well, that's actually not a topic for discussion, because if actually the SSAP did not get this bags of rice, like 1,000 bags of rice.
1,000 bags of rice. Do you know how much that is?
50 kg of rice.
Do you know how much that is? That's over 50 million. A kg of bag should be around 100,000. A 50 kg bag of rice should be around 100,000. Calculate it, do the calculations. It's plenty. So these guys are just enriching themselves, you know, eating something that is meant for the disabled ones in the society. You don't even have the conscience that cannot help themselves. How wicked, how heartless can a man be? How wicked and how heartless can a man be? Let's say the rice, they are good, it's okay for human consumption, but the customs bringing it, I doubt it. I doubt it, except they are not telling us the truth. And now some other person have diverted this thing. You are not saying it. It's not there. So they should be prosecuted. They should be investigated and prosecuted. It should be in the open. Because these guys, they are messing us up. How can you steal? Because this is stealing. This is not diversion. I won't call this thing diversion. How can you steal from the poor, from the disabled? Something that is meant for them, you're taking it?
Well, Victor, I actually wanted to get something to your thoughts. Do you think that this situation hasn't happened before now?
It has been happening. Last week we said the same thing now.
You know,
in 2020, the palliative thing, this thing have been happening. 2012 it happened. 2022 it happened. It have been happening. It's not a today's thing. We said this, we discussed this thing last week. We discussed it I think week before last. And I believe we'll discuss it next week. It has been happening. So the government needs to swing into action. They need to investigate these people. They need to, if found guilty, they need to be disgraced. They really need to be disgraced. Because I can't wrap my head around it. Like, you stealing from a disabled man. So
in a hot place for a very long time.
They keep them in warehouses.
You know,
we've had situations.
No,
I think in 2022 or thereabout, people went to warehouses to collect what belongs to them.
Yes.
And remember, those things were kept there from 2020 to 2022. And they collected it.
Most of them were actually out of place. Imagine putting them in warehouse for that long period of time. It causes harm to the health.
It causes harm to the health. Do these people care? The rice that the customs are even sending to them, won't it cause harm to their health? Something you impounded that is substandard.
How are you sure that this palliatives that has been given to them from the government were impounded rice? It will not be all that bad that the government will have to bring impounded commodities.
Why will it come from the customs? Why will it come from the customs? Why must it come from the customs now? So now they now do social responsibilities or what? No. They were impounded rice.
That were given to
and you're claiming, they claim that these rice are not good, they are hazardous to our health, and now you're sharing it.
And Victor, I'm still asking you, you are not sure that this rice that were
coming from the
distributed, so even though they came from the customs, we're not sure that they were impounded.
They are hearing me, my name is Victor Chindisi. They should refute it.
Victor,
they should refute it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, that's actually a sad one on my thoughts, and I don't know. You said that they should be called into order. They should be
called to order. No, they should be prosecuted and disgraced.
And disgraced and be pulled into
not just sending someone to jail with hard labor. They should be seen.
It's a sad one, I must say. But moving forward, we have the most South Africans are kicking against the recent decision of President Ramaphosa Cyril to relax visa rules for Nigerian businessmen and tourists. Some are asking Ramaphosa to resign for selling the country to Nigeria. They have also taken to social media complaining about how Nigerians were flooding the country, alleging that the intention of destroying it, they are demanding a national shutdown to drive home their points. We recall that on Tuesday, President Ramaphosa announced the new policy at the opening of the 11th season of the Nigeria-South Africa Binational Commission (BNC) in Cape Town. Ramaphosa announced that Nigerian businesses would be granted a 5-year multiple entry visa to simplify trade between the two countries, qualifying Nigerian business people and allowing Nigerian tourists to apply for visas without submitting their passports. Right now, SA is in the midst of a crisis where we're closing children left, right, and center. Where we have one of the most porous borders in the world. For the president to take a decision at a time where South Africans are actually crying for their intervention to protect us. And our concern is that who's next, they stated. They are actually sad about the situation. Well, however, the National Secretary of the ruling African National Congress, Fikele Mbalula, yesterday slammed the critics, saying their attack was aimed at the president and smacked of intentional misinterpretation. Mbalula told reporters in Johannesburg that there was a misunderstanding at the New Deal and did not imply that Nigerians could travel to South Africa without a passport. He said the deal was to ease trade relations between the two countries. Before now, we actually it was difficult for Nigerians to get the South African passports. We get cases where most of them go through the whole process of getting their passports. It gets denied and all of that. Businesses get lost and what have you. The president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, traveled to South Africa on Tuesday after he left France. You know, he went to South Africa and then he had a visa deal with the president of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, over the visa deal for 5 years. And he actually accepted for business people and tourists that Nigerians can get their passports, just apply with your passports while you wait for the main you can apply with your not normal passports, right, while you wait for the main South African visa, you know. And then South Africans are against it. They have been on and on or over there saying that the president should not be allowed to do that. He's been over fire. Someone saying they should shut down the country, shut down the borders and all of that. Well, I want to get your thoughts about this. This is an African country, but we all know what is their reasons. What is your thoughts on this, please?
You know what the president or the deals they signed, it's not a new thing. You understand? Applying without a passport first before getting your passport is not a new deal. When I went to SA, that was 2013. It was something like this. My passport or my visa, it didn't take up to 5 days. I got it. Now, what these people are crying, the public outcry you're hearing from South Africans, it's not just about the business aspect of it. Our brothers have infiltrated South Africa with a whole lot of crimes. If you go to South Africa now, an average South African will see a Nigerian as a fraudster, as a drug dealer, as a con man, even as an armed robber. Then a funny one, as a wife snatcher. They feel threatened when they hear Nigeria, you're from Nigeria, they feel threatened. I have seen situations like that. I've seen it. So what they are crying right now, it's way beyond the thing. If they should have a way of even saying Nigerians shouldn't even come to their countries again, the South Africans will do it. We've had this face-off. Every year we've been having face-off. You remember the xenophobia attacks? Remember the recent one, the boats attack?
Okay, yes.
Where Nigerians were here and they are booking rides, they are ordering foods and Uber and all sorts. Remember when we had the match, Nigeria and South Africa? It was like a finals, because it's even the Grammys recently, the Tyler and this thing, they were happy that they won, and we waited for them. When we won the whole thing, we attacked them back. You understand? So I think it's an appeal to the South Africans. They should see us as the good ones. They shouldn't use the minority or the little how will I put it, our brothers, the ones that are taken to crime. They shouldn't be judging them they shouldn't be judging us generally, using them in front, putting them in front. We are good people. We are good. This is an appeal to South Africans. We are good people. They should see us as good people.
So we individually we have to give them another impression about ourselves.
We have people doing fantastically well there. They are our in-laws. Look, in South Africa, other African countries are there, but when it comes to marriage, Nigeria marries them more than even their neighboring, what's it called? Is it Namibia and is it Zimbabwe? All those countries there.
Okay.
We marry their ladies more than other African countries. We do that. So it's something we need to appeal to them. They need to see reasons. Thank God the ANC, what was that his name, came out to defend the whole thing. They shouldn't be seeing it the other way. You understand? We are good people. They should just try and understand.
Okay, well,
and they shouldn't judge us.
You're part of the field that is trying to beg on behalf
we're
of the
begging.
rest.
We are begging.
But there are some that have actually gone there to make, like you said, give Nigeria a bad name.
Yes.
Yeah. So they feel like, oh, when you give this visa, when you allow Nigerians to have this visa, it will be worse than what we have been seeing.
Yes.
You know, so
that's their fear. That's their fear.
You know. And it's a call for the same thing we've been talking about here.
Character rebranding.
Yes, just all of us here in Nigeria, we are actually complaining about each and every one of us. And then imagine foreigners, the way they see us and what have you. Well, this is actually a sad one. It's a sad one, but we, like you're appealing, I joined your appeal that they shouldn't see us like they shouldn't see all of us like that, because we are all one. Like I said, it's an African country. We are all Africans, and we're one in this situation. So for business cases, we should be allowed to visit the country freely and also interact freely and tour in the country. They are also allowed to visit our country, you know, and we all live in harmony.
They do businesses with us very well. We allow them here. Multi-choice is here.
They come here.
So many businesses.
MTN is
here. So MTN here,
so
multi-choice, ShopRite, name them.
Yeah, so that's it. Well, we will be glad if we get good response from them anyways. Well, this is where we wrap it up on this episode of Atn Sunday. We are actually glad that you did this with us, and we hope